Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. Now, this is take number 2. I recorded this video once already, all the way through, played it back, and of course, uh, my audio was really crappy and fuzzy, and I don't know why that happens. It seems like I'll record a video, I'll watch it, everything's fine. I'll record another video, and then I keep peeking, and it gets all fuzzy and crappy. And if anybody knows why that is, drop in the comments down below why from one session to the next when I record videos, my audio keeps changing on me, even though none of the settings change. And when I watch it, nothing else changes. And I don't know. I'm at my wit's end about this. So, anyways, all that aside, today we're going to review Connemara Peated Single Malt Irish Whiskey for the second time. Now, most Irish whiskeys currently, if you ask somebody about Irish whiskey, the most common one they'll say is like Jameson, maybe Tullamore Dew. There's a handful of others out there that are fairly well known. And to me, they kind of lean into that Canadian whiskey category where they're kind of one-hit wonders. They have a very simplistic flavor profile. To me, they're fairly clean with a little bit of vanilla or a shortbread cookie note to them. Not a whole lot going on in there. They're not my personal preference. And it's just not something that I'm interested in really exploring. So it's been a long time since I've done an Irish whiskey, and I don't really want to cough up the money that it takes to get the good stuff without having had it first to know whether or not I'm even going to care for it. But like the red breast, the yellow spot, green spot, stuff like that, those are 80 plus here in Wyoming, and so it's just not something that I'm willing to spend the money on, not really knowing if it's something that I'm even going to be interested in. But when I saw something peated, I was like, ooh, I'm going to give that a chance. And it turns out that almost all whiskey out of Ireland used to be peated back when they were using peat as their heat source to finish out the malting process. Just like Scotland, late 1800s, peat was readily available and was the common fuel source in Ireland. And so a lot of whiskey used to be peated, and it was very easy to find, and if not more common. After a lot of things happened on the whiskey scene in Ireland, a lot of changes happened due to policies and laws and stuff like that. Whiskey became just what you are probably most familiar with, and peat really went away. So, anyways, being a peat fan myself, I saw this, thought I'd go and check it out. I picked it up down in Casper when I was traveling through, $41.95. This is 40% ABV, 80 proof whiskey. Got a little bit in the glass from just a minute ago when I did my first review, so here we go on the second review, which hopefully, you know what, I'm going to take a sip of water. So hopefully I'm not too acclimated to the peat in there. On the nose, it's very familiar, very similar to how it was the first time. It's very, not peaty, it's very subdued, not very robust. It has a heavy malt and grain note in there, some graham cracker, a little bit of honey, a lot of sweet notes. If you dig really, really deep, you can find a boggy, earthy peatiness in there. Really no smoke whatsoever on the nose. Just a touch, I should say. As deep as you can get in there, most people aren't going to pick it out. It's kind of an ashy smokiness on the very, very tail end. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm getting out of that. On the taste, the taste is where you pick up the smoke. I get a little bit of earthy, peaty smoke up front. Then it moves into a very nice wood campfire smoke with some ash. You get a sweet note in there. It's very watery thin in profile, so it's kind of there and gone very quickly for me. But the mid palate, I get a sweetness, a little graham cracker granola in there, and then it finishes with a very nice barrel spice, black peppery, with a bit of a char in there. Second taste. Get acclimated to that smoke. Comes through almost all nice peat smoke. That mid palate picks up with a little bit more sweetness. Definitely that vanilla graham cracker. And then that finish, nice barrel spice char, underlain with a little bit of honey. It's very nice. It's not overly complex. It's not very robust either. It's not oily or clingy. I do get a little bit of creaminess on the last little bit of the finish. The nose hasn't changed. It's gone more malt and graham cracker. It's very nice. For the price point, it's excellent. If you like peated whiskeys, so if you like Scotch, peated Scotch, Islay Scotch, definitely give this a try. Keep in mind it is only 80 proof, so it would be nice to see it at a higher proof, but for what it is, it's excellent. I would definitely buy this bottle again. I would recommend this bottle. I have nothing bad to say about it. I think at a higher proof, you might be able to tease out a little bit more in the flavor profile, but what I am getting, if you like grainy notes, malty notes, if you're a fan of Highland Park, you might want to check this out because you do get a bit of that maltiness in there, a little bit of granola, graininess, graham cracker. It's just really nice. So, as always, drop in the comments down below what experience you have with Connemara Peated Irish Whiskey, if any. Also, what you can pick up a bottle for in your area. Let's keep that list going where, as we go forward, things are more scarce. Now, you'll probably be watching this a year from when I shoot this. This is December 12th, 2021. This will be probably coming out in December 2022 if you're watching this on YouTube. And hopefully, America's still standing. And hopefully, we're not in a huge, depression due to the inflation, and the inflation that is going to ultimately lead to increases in more interest rates, which will just throw this entire economy into a tailspin. So hopefully none of that happens, but it looks like it's going to happen. And then out of all that, let's hope that our politicians get all their heads out of their butts and we don't end up having some kind of crazy civil war bullshit like that. In the meantime, currently we're having supply chain issues, pricing issues, inflation issues. The whiskey scene it's difficult to find whiskey in certain areas of different varieties. As prices increase, it's more important that you allocate your money into the proper channels and locations. So with that, hopefully this review helps you pick out a bottle, maybe a bottle of Connemara. I highly recommend it. But if not, please drop in the comments down below what you can find a bottle for in your area. And hopefully the whiskey review library is going to be a place where people can come look at the comment section and find out where some of the best prices are in the country to find a bottle, as that's going to be important going forward. Anyways, as always, check us out on BitchUte Minds, YouTube, and soon Rumble. Life and Whiskey at all those places. And as always, thank you for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. You guys have yourselves a great day, and we will catch you in the next video.